It's a three blind mice sort of day, so don't go away. Hello everyone and welcome to Fat Guy Productions. I am Paul, coming to you as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Today's build is a three blind mice build of the Hotwheels 32 Ford delivery. This car has so many possibilities, it really just boggles the mind. As for me, I saw a picture of this car online and I just knew that that would be the car I was going to try to make. So let's get started. So here is my Hot Wheels 32, and as I mentioned before, the possibilities for this casting are endless. This one is going to be a lot of fun. As always, I'll drill out the rivets, and with a little help from my tiny screwdriver, I'll pop the car apart. The car is comprised of course, a die-cast body. It has a plastic grille, glass, a fender piece, and a metal base. Not to mention one hell of an ugly set of wheels. I was just wondering what the car would look like without the fenders, so I just took a minute to fool around and visualize other possibilities. Maybe someday, just not today. I'll clean up the ends of the posts with my Vix Bits, then I'll drill and tap for screws. Now I can move on to everyone's favorite part, the warm liquid goo phase. Down into the goo it goes, and who doesn't love that? Normally the goo works pretty good and pretty fast. Today though, it won't. And it damn near will cost me one hell of an injury. Seriously, I'm not kidding here. No jokes. I pulled the car after a few hours in the goo only to find that the paint hasn't really been touched. I drop it back in and I'll keep myself busy with the base and I'll check on the body tomorrow. As I'm going to lift this car, I formulate a simple plan. I'll cut grooves for the axles in the bottom of the base with my rotary tool. This plan should give me the perfect amount of lift for the wheels I have picked out. After a quick test fit to verify the height, and I'm ready to press on. I briefly thought about just gluing the axles in place, essentially being lazy, but gladly I decided against it and decided I needed to cut axle tubes. I break out some thin brass tubing, measure it out, cut it, and glue it to the base with the amazingly strong Loctite gel control super glue. Once dry, I'll test fit the wheels again and score. So here's where things really get dicey, and no joke, I am lucky I wasn't seriously hurt. This is going to be a great case study on wearing your safety gear. After a full day in the warm liquid goo, the body comes out and it's still covered in over 65% of the original paint. Hell, the roof of this casting is pristine. This clearly is going to take some more firepower, so I break out the caustic soda. I'll start by putting the casting in a heat-proof vessel, and I'll boil up some water. My jar of caustic soda hasn't been used in some time, so I'm going to shake it up to break up some clumping. I'll pour in the boiling water, and then I'll start to sprinkle in some caustic soda to the satisfying reaction. When I go to dump in more, a giant clump pours out, and boom, lava temperature boiling water bursts up like a volcano. Holy little balls of crap. How did I not get burned? I have no idea. Here in slow motion, you can see the giant clump drop and the violent reaction that ensues. Here's a freeze frame of the clump. That is a lot of caustic soda. Anyhow, I escaped injury. My underwear, not so much, but I come out okay. The point here is you must always be vigilant when working with hazardous tools and or chemicals. And always, always wear your PPE. Anyhow, shaken but undeterred, I get back to work. The damn car, believe it or not, after all of that, still has some paint specks on it. So I get out the brush and the picks and finish cleaning it up. With the body prepared, I can now work on making a roof rack for this car. I'll be using small brass tubing here. Cut, bend, glue, tweak. It takes a bit of work, but I finally have something I like with a good shape.
Truly an accident waiting to happen.
I'm finally happy and can glue the roof rack on the car with some CA and then head over to the paint booth. I'll hit up the various parts of the car with a coat of Tamiya fine primer and then set them aside and let them dry. Once the primer is dry, I'll then lay down some Tamiya semi-gloss black paint and I'll murder this thing out. The car is together and looking mean as hell. I really feel like I've captured the look and feel of the real-life car that inspired this build. This is for sure a car I would drive. For the headlights, today I'm just going to color them in with a silver Sharpie. And with that final touch, I can call this build done. Well, here it is, my murdered out 32, and boy, am I loving it. I hope you love it too, and if you do, please let me know with a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to click the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you never miss one of my 3 blind mice builds. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below as always. I have opened an Amazon store to make it easier for all of you to find the gear and supplies that I love. You can still find many links in the description, but for a true one-stop shop, visit my Amazon store at www.amazon.com/shop/Paul Udelis. Okay, that should do it for today. Just remember, a safe workplace is built by our attitudes and our behaviors on safety. Until next time, this is Paul from Fat Guy Productions, saying be good.